And now, sports with Brianna Mellon.
Well, welcome to Bench Talk. I'm joined with WT's new head football coach, Hunter Hughes, and what better way to welcome someone into our sports community than putting them in the hot seat. So I appreciate you coming in this evening.
No problem. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, you're getting well acquainted at Canyon now. I know you've been here for a couple months.
I'm very acquainted with my office and the practice field because I've spent most of the time in there. But when we have been able to get out, I really enjoyed Canyon and the Amarillo area and the whole Panhandle area.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, you come to West Texas A&M after spending 9 seasons at Colorado State Pueblo. In 2014, you won the national championship against the #1 team in all of Division II. Did you always know that coaching was the career path for you?
Just like every young boy playing football, I wanted to play in the NFL. I hurt my knee when I was out of my senior in high school, was headed to a Division III school to play. And I kind of looked in the mirror and said, well, let's look at this. It's kind of short, kind of slow, not real athletic, so let's find a way to stay involved in football. I knew football was going to be a part of my life, and so I just got into coaching. And never knew the career path was going to take me to where I'm at today. I just thought it'd be more of a high school career. Always wanted to strive to get in the NFL and in college, and had the opportunity and made the most of the opportunities. And
who is someone you kind of model your coaching style after, or is there someone who is a big influence on your life?
I'd probably start with college. When I was working at the college, Boots Donnelly at Middle Tennessee State. He also happened to be my uncle, but I got a lot of discipline from him and how to handle situations. And then went to the University of Colorado with Gary Barnett, and Mike Hankwitz was my defense coordinator, was undergrad assistant. He taught me a lot of little things about the game, how to study film, prepare yourself for an opponent. And then my last stop was before Pueblo was Tennessee, and I was with Phil Fulmer at the time, was the head coach. David Cutcliffe was the offense coordinator, and John Chavis was defense coordinator. And then, of course, John Riston and the staff we've had at Pueblo was very instrumental in my career.
And so coming to the WT football program, what were some of the main things that you wanted to add to the program, in order for it to be successful?
Well, I think the first thing I want to do is get in and get the kids some accountability. So our players knew that they were going to be held accountable. It wasn't just lip service coming around to the players from us, that if we said to be somewhere on time and do something, we were going to hold you to that standard. And so the first thing was get the accountability there. The second, really was I'm trying to bring back the West Texas football alumni and bring this town together. And, I've heard about divisions and I've heard things, and I'm trying to look forward in that and not look backwards. But I want to be out in the community. I want the community to recognize who our players are, who our coaches are, get our players more involved in community activities. I think that's important. I think in a town like this, in an area like this, they look up to the players at West Texas. And it's not only football, but it's every sport at West Texas. And I think football, we have to set the standard for what we need to do.
And you guys have spring practice starting this Friday. You'll finally be able to take the field with your players. You have the annual spring game on April 22nd. What are you hoping to see here out of your players once you take the field?
Well, we're putting in a new offense and new defense. So we want to see how they can adapt to our coaching style. It's also important for our coaches to work together so we can see each other and how we do things. But I think I want to see them compete. We're going to put them in some situations. It's going to be offense versus defense because you have to do that in the spring. And I want to see how they compete against each other. And I told them today in a meeting, I said, I want to see you compete, but understand we're competing between those white lines on the field. When we come off the field, we're still West Texas. It's not an offense and a defense.
Right. And you kind of have this new rivalry now with your former school, I believe, Pueblo, and the Lady Buffs did just defeat them in the regional semifinal too in Pueblo. How much do you encourage now this new rivalry between your former school once you play them September 9th?
I wish that we could play them every year, not only because I had been there, but that's a great program. And I think that you're talking about a top 10, top 15 program year in and year out. And I think that's the type of caliber teams we want to play. I know what it takes to get in the playoffs, and you can't just schedule anybody. You have to go after guys. And Pueblo would be a great rivalry year. Hopefully, after this year, we might meet, later down the road in game 12, 13, 14, 15.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for coming in tonight.
I appreciate it.
Yes, and
thank you.
Good luck with spring practice as well. Well, don't go anywhere. Doppler Dave will have one last look at your forecast right after the break.